welcome back to the Enemies of the Fire podcast, Season 2, Episode 1. We are extremely excited to be back. That, my friends, is DPG. I am FCneoTokyo. We are sans Jaymes on the first episode of the season, but you know how that goes.
He got COVID.
Yeah, is that what he said? He was sick.
He's sick out of it.
Confirmed. Jaymes has bird flu. Anyway, DPG, man, see, I'm excited. MLS Sicko time is here. How about you?
Let's see. So I'm excited too. I mean, I've been excited since the offseason kicked off last year, especially with Greg Berhalter joining.
Is that not weird to be so excited about a guy who we were hoping lost his job just months earlier?
Shit, man. I think we were going back and forth about how he was a shitty U.S. men's national team coach, and then now we're like, you know.
It goes to show you got different standards for MLS.
Yeah.
But what else are you excited about? Just
let's see. So the Fire, you know, they made some decent moves.
We'll get there. We'll get to the Fire.
We'll get there.
That's the main attraction. You know.
I honestly cannot wait to see some MLS shenanigans, like, you know, controversial games, snow games. I guess I kind of dare I say I kind of miss messy games. So
it's almost like you enjoyed the attention.
You know, I don't like the guy. I don't like the whole attention. You know, in fact, I want Messing Mania to just be done. And anybody that says, "Oh, but he's propping up the league," like, look, dude, I've been following this league before Messi. If you're thinking that he's propping up the league, you're just a Messi fanboy. You know. As goofy as it sounds, it gets eyes on the league. Like somebody who, say, lives in South Korea, who's a huge fan of all things soccer. Because, again, the South Korean people are just like us. We don't have the best league in the world. So we also have to deal with an ocean of Arsenal fans. But beyond that... Oh, my God.
Yeah,
there's probably more European fans or Premier League fans in the U.S. that are more dedicated to waking up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning to go to their local pub and watch a Premier League game, then they probably are dedicated to go to work on time. So
I guarantee it. I like to rib the Arsenal fan base, the insufferable bunch they are.
You know what's the worst part? They might only get to see Arsenal or Liverpool or Man City or whoever maybe once or twice in their lifetime. You know.
Yeah, then they have to watch like the bench players, with the likes of Gideon Zalalem. Do you remember that name?
Holy crap! Yep.
Okay, well here's the perfect transition. So this is this is kind of like my favorite thing. All the moves, the craziness, the silly season, right? And before we get into the MLS-centric silly season here, because I don't know if you caught the drift here, we're talking about the league as a whole, and then we're going to get into our beloved Chicago Fire. But Gideon Zalalem has been signed by New Mexico United as of, at least I saw it today. It could have happened yesterday. But, the man with the hazy, look at, that's a relic.
This is a relic. In a couple of years, you're going to see this as a museum piece. If you haven't had a chance, if they still have them in stock, go look for a 4-pack. Don't drink it. Just put it away.
It'll be worthless.
It'll be worthless, but you know what? That shows dedication as a Fire fan base. You know.
Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a 4-pack and then put the cardboard up on the wall. Anyway, I digress. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So, yesterday was a good day to be an MLS fan because, at least a silly season fan, because some crazy, other than Zalalem, we had Lucho Acosta go to Dallas, of all places, Lucho Acosta goes to Dallas. Dallas gets rid of Paul Arriola and Jesus Ferreira and sends them to Seattle. I hate the salary cap league. I want to, but still,
what's crazy is that Evander. So Portland loses Evander.
Yeah. So that
Evander
a
goes
part
to
of this.
Cincinnati. So it's like you're putting an attacking player, and then you're giving up your playmaker. So now you're kind of in a conundrum where.
Well, no, they signed a guy, David Acosta. I don't know. I don't remember where he's from, but they're high on him. But Evander, God, I'm so jealous. I wanted Evander so bad on the Fire.
Unless they have a plan, they're cooking up a plan for the summer window. Like at this point, if this is gonna be our team for now until the summer, I'm okay.
Hold
with
up,
it.
We'll get there.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm just excited.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm from what you just said, but we'll get there.
All right.
Anyway, so this I'm so jealous. Someone got Lucho Acosta, someone got Evander, and someone got these are people I want.
Who did Charlotte get on loan?
Fuck, Wilfred Zaha. Speaking of. Shout out to Connor Knows Soccer. We were talking before the episode here, before DPG jumped on, and I was like, "Tell the truth. How many Charlotte games are you gonna go to?" And he's like, "None, probably. I'm gonna try and go to the Columbus game." I'm like, "Dude, Zaha, you gotta go."
Here's the thing. That's dedication. That's the guy. Grew up in Columbus, moved out to the Carolinas. He's. Hey, all credit to him, but if you're being honest, Columbus Crew has given up a lot this offseason.
Oh my God, that's some other huge news that broke. So Cucho Hernandez goes to Spain, to Real Betis, right? Am I right? I'm right.
Yep.
And then Christian Ramirez goes to the Galaxy. Why? Okay. Every team is replacing what they lost, which means they're not getting any worse, and we didn't get much better. Anyway, so LA Galaxy loses Djokovic to Kansas City and then goes and gets Christian Ramirez right away.
Man, it's weird. It almost feels like one of those NBA trades when they do like a 3-team or 4-team trade.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because you know what this really is this is a dumb thing that MLS is calling the money trade. So basically, for the first time ever, we're seeing clubs able to purchase. Because think about all the time with being a Fire fan, just look over. It's like, I wish we could get that player. He's unhappy at his team, but the only way to leave an MLS team is to go to another league. You know what I mean? Or be traded, and no one trades.
Be traded, and nobody trades.
And so now the money trade, we finally have transfers, interleague transfers.
So in other words, the MLS has made its own ecosystem.
Oh my God, it's like a Dave and Buster's money.
Yeah, it's like no. Now you got hard, cold cash. Here's $5 million. Real money, and we're gonna go sign Lucho, and we want Lucho Acosta.
Dude,
done deal. Boom.
What is happening to this league? People got smart. Although, pour one out. We did lose an exciting, despite all the movement of these exciting attackers, because I think Evander makes Cincinnati a competitor again. I know they were very Lucho Acosta or nothing else, but I feel like
I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on that. Who's gonna pull the strings at Cincinnati?
Evander.
He couldn't pull the strings in Portland.
Yes, he played phenomenally despite being pissed off. He played phenomenal. But
I don't know. I trust Lucho Acosta. I think Lucho Acosta is made for this league.
You're right. He's Christian Gomez. He's Marco Echeverri.
He's a much better Marco Echeverri or Christian Gomez.
He's that one.
If he would have gone to the Fire, I don't think any of us would complain.
Oh God, no! I wanted either of them. I wanted us to be in on that.
All of a sudden, Kuipers has a playmaker, and it's not that skinny kid, Brian Gutierrez.
Well, we'll get there. We will get there.
I'm teasing it.
So, I mean, for me, like, I'm so excited. Like, even all the dumb stuff is fun. Like, Tim Ream is back in, or not Tim Ream. What's his name? The guy who was in St. Louis.
Oh,
God, I can't think of his name. He's back in New York.
I was gonna say, what was I thinking of? The guy we just signed. Never mind.
Jack Elliot.
What's this?
No,
the other, the 36-year-old, trying to make a comeback.
Omar Gonzalez. I mean,
yeah.
Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. Anyway. God, that's the whitest thing I think I've ever done. Anyway, yeah. I digress. Dude, let's roll out the red carpet for the returns. Andy Najar to Nashville. Eduard Atuesta is in Orlando of all places.
It pisses me off that I remember a couple of years ago, and I sent this on the Discord chat for the Fire. I'm like, man, we should get Andy Najar. He's a great right back. I said that, and somebody was like, "Oh no, but he's injury prone." And
he only had like 2 injury prone seasons. He was lit before that and lit afterwards.
And after that, he took off like he was doing amazing things. This man kind of like rebuilt his career a little bit because he was in MLS. He was slightly injury prone in MLS.
Well, he was in DC at first. They brought him up real young.
Hurt. Yeah, he was in DC first, and he went to Anderlecht out in Belgium. You like how I said that. And then he comes back because he was injury prone and he got hurt in Anderlecht. He comes back, tries to get his career going again with DC. Nothing happens. I think he goes to LAFC.
No. The DC thing worked out. So like he did come back to DC. I feel like there's one other team in between DC and LA.
There was another team that
hold on.
It didn't happen. It didn't work out in the last MLS team. And then he ended up going back to Honduras to go play for Olympia. And,
he's 31 years old. Can you believe that?
Yeah. And the thing is that he goes, man, now I got to find out.
I got you. Hold on. DC United to Anderlecht. Oh, no, we were dumb. Okay, DC United to Anderlecht, then LAFC, then DC United again. So he
goes back
he didn't do well at LAFC. He did well again at DC. Then
DC
Olympia.
didn't give him didn't renew his contract. He goes to Olympia, and at the same time, he's doing pretty good with the Honduran national team.
51 appearances and 5 goals, by the way.
And I think he even said after when the Honduran season ended the last season, they were like, he's like, I want to go back, and so I'm glad Nashville got him. But honestly, we were talking about how our right back and our left backs are like trash. He would have fit nicely on that right back, but this is before we got Barroso. I think last season would have been.
What do we do with Barroso? Anyway, I digress. Other moves that made my I was getting to it. Sebastian Jerussi, Austin sent him to River Plate, which I pour one out. Jerussi was lit. Anyway, Tolkien took his. I will reframe. Went to Germany, and then this.
Surprise.
Hold on. Before we get there, one other big move, huge move, something I'm very excited about. Bill Hamid at Miami FC. I did not say Inter Miami. I said Miami FC. Bill Hamid. Give it up. I love it. Lower league soccer lives. I love lower league soccer.
Where was it
despite not watching it. I'm sorry.
Did he go from Europe? Did he go from Europe to Miami FC or did?
No, he was like playing something crazy like rec league soccer. Like he was like way down the pyramid for a minute for no reason.
And it's weird because wasn't that man like a wall for DC
for a long time? It's like somebody who hears this, you can roast me in the comments if I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, he had a very bright future. That's when we was like, it's Sean John and Bill Hamid, and that's going to be USA number 1 and number 2, baby.
Yep.
He was a wall for a long time, but I think something happened where he had a real bad season, and he almost got the yips. Where he like...
I think he got hurt, I think.
Oh, did he have a heart? He got an injury, but I really kind of feel like he kind of like... He had a really like terrible run of games and then just kind of like lost it, and it was gone forever.
Like was it and we're not talking about like a Santino Quaranta situation, correct?
No, not that we've heard yet. He seems to be a pretty stand-up and righteous dude and involved in a lot of things. Like he almost seems to be playing when people ask him like, "Hey, will you please play for my team?" You know, and then he that like seems to be what his gig has been lately. And it's just like...
Didn't he went to Europe, though, didn't he?
God, did he ever make it to Europe? You got me Wikipedian players. Good content, always.
Unless I'm confusing him for... Who the hell am I...
Okay, so peep this. Yeah. He did go, actually. Okay.
Oh, he won one... Like, he played one game for... I see it.
Oh man, one game? That's oh God, where is that? That's Sweden, right?
That's it looks like Sweden. The crazy thing is that he had 8 appearances for the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah, that's not crazy. He had that juice. He had that.
Yeah,
It
wasn't a one or two. I think Greg might have even called them up.
Yeah, look at this: Memphis 901, Northern Virginia Dream, Maryland Bobcats. You know, like it really feels like people were like, "Hey, can you please play a game for us so we can sell tickets?" And he was like,
"Can you back us up? Can you back us up?" Type of situation. Let's see. I'm trying to see if man had a 10 day back in 2011. This man had a 10-day trial with West Brom.
No, what was West Brom like in 2011 though?
A Premier League team, apparently. Man, but I used to always see him, and it's crazy because I always used to see Bill Hamid like in the highlight reels, like this man. Like,
he had some great saves,
a defining save. Like, oh my God, like your average goalkeeper will mess that up, type of situation.
He was something else. All right, so I didn't transfer to this as smoothly as I would have liked.
Yeah.
But I want to bring something up real quick that's kind of its own category. San Diego. What are they called? San Diego FC? FC San Diego? Yeah. San Diego soccer balls?
They have that weird silver...
Oh my God, what a terrible logo. What an absolute dog shit logo. I bet.
San Diego FC.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So, big name. So, they signed another fucking guy I wanted on the Fire. Sorry, I'm going to stop cursing. They signed Luca De La Torre, who Celta Vigo refused to play, as if they were contracted not to.
I honestly think Greg had the inside scoop on that.
Really? You think he was trying for that?
No, I don't think he was trying for that. I think Greg knew better.
You've given a man a lot of credit.
One guy, that's one guy Greg used to call up.
Yeah, pretty regularly. You're right.
So, unless Greg saw something, and I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because he might have, the man did get us trophies for the U.S. men's national team, and he was a pretty good MLS coach. Unless Greg saw something, I'll leave it at that. I don't know what it is, but I mean, maybe Greg said, "Hey, man, this guy's not going to work."
Well, San Diego could also, like, we have Kellen Acosta. Like, San Diego could be like, we're making you the man in the midfield. We need a man, you know what I mean? True. So, and then the big signing. Hey, Chucky Lozano. Which I've never been a fan. I feel like he's been a fraud.
I'm going to take, if any... And I'm sure when San Diego's comes to town to play the Fire, it's gonna.
I can't wait. I'm so happy we actually get San Diego.
I can't wait to sell my seats.
Oh, you asshole! Forget that. I'm going. Dude, finally we get a Miami game early enough in the season Messi's not going to be hurt. I cannot wait.
I have to sell my seats again.
No, forget that. I'm going to that game. I went to that game both times and haven't seen him.
I went the last one when Messi didn't play.
We knew further in advance that Messi wasn't going to play at the last one than the first one.
Yeah, that was the game that I took my kid in, and it was horrible. The whole experience getting there, and it was like if there was one of the worst Fire games I've been to, it was just that. It was a bunch of things happening.
We had a whole segment about how you had a really bad time.
Yeah. So I'll leave it at that. I'm hoping for better times, but I mean, I guess you're right. Miami is coming to town early this season.
I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. Well, San Diego's team does not look good. There's no way they make the playoffs this year.
I honestly do not know who else they have outside of Chucky Lozano and Luca Del Torre.
I mean, I saw the list of people. It don't mean I know none of them. Hold on, let me check one more. Let me check one more time.
Oh my god, I think this team has been put together with fucking parts, with leftover parts.
You never know. They really haven't announced themselves to the world, really. I mean, I guess I say that. Who knows? Maybe they're the biggest they're the biggest thing in Mexico because Chucky Lozano. But okay. So I don't know. None of these cats. They got a couple. Oh, they got a couple guys from FC Nordjylland. Chucky.
What did you just say? Let me see. They have a roster website. That's they got a page. That's a good sign.
Andre Reyes.
If you're having a hard time.
Andre Reyes from New York City, or from the Red Bulls. He's going to be a quality player.
What stuns me on all this is the fact that you're looking down that list and I see a look on your face and you're thinking in your head like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, who is this guy? Who's that guy?
Like, that's not a good sign, man.
No, but okay, so Emmanuel Boateng is going to give him solid minutes. You know what I mean? They got a guy from Anderlecht.
Yeah, Boateng.
Luca Del Torre is probably going to be a revelation in this league. He's probably going to be the new Ozzy Alonso. I mean, honestly, I'm calling it right now. Luca Del Torre, the brand new Ozzy Alonso.
So correct me if I'm wrong here, but this roster, I'm looking at their webpage, and this roster list is like very small. Like, I don't even think they barely have enough to fill the bench.
2, 4,
if that,
6,
I don't even
8,
think
10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 4, 6. Yeah, I only see 26 players.
No, but I'm looking on their webpage. Where are you looking at? Because I'm looking at the roster on their webpage.
I'm actually checking out the transfer thing, and so it's got all of them as coming in.
So basically what you're telling me is that whoever's working the IT department or the web development department out in San Diego hasn't updated us yet.
Well, but how many people are going through visa issues right now? You know what I mean? They might not be technically a part of the team yet.
We still signed Bamba and said, okay, by the way, he's officially signed, but he has to get his visa.
Yeah, well, that was a slam dunk. It's Jonathan Bamba. Anyway, So, what's your favorite move? So, San Diego aside, what's your favorite move of this MLS offseason so far?
Honestly, man, it has to be that whole cluster situation of, Evander going to Cincinnati, Lucho going to Dallas, and then Ferreira and Arriola going to Seattle.
And then Acosta to Portland. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, they're all over the place, man. So I don't think there's one specific move I like. I just think it's just crazy how it's like there's like a rotation of players going on.
You know what my favorite move is? Wilfred Zaha.
Oh man, why? Because you get to see him this year.
Not just that, but just he's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be amazing. He's gonna score goals, and it's gonna be incredible. Yeah, I'm calling it now. Charlotte is gonna have a way better year than anybody thinks they're gonna have. They're gonna finish third in the East. The East. Hold on, I missed one. Miguel Almiron coming back to Atlanta.
The guy that went to Newcastle.
Yes, sir.
Then I guess it didn't work out in Newcastle.
Are you kidding me? It did work out in Newcastle.
Why the hell would we go back to Atlanta?
Well, I mean, like any player at a big club, unless you're one of like the top 20 in the world, they look to replace you after 4 or 5 years.
Is he in his 30s? Because if he's not in his 30s, then
no, I'm sure he's in his 30s at this point. But
yeah, now I gotta check. Because didn't they sign him like a U20 player?
They didn't sign a lot. They didn't
he's 31. Okay, so
Yeah.
you know what? That makes sense. That makes sense. For whatever reason, I thought he was still in his late 20s. Like
No. I like this move because it's somebody like going somewhere when they're still very useful. Anyway.
You know what?
What?
It's funny you mentioned that because this was the Atlanta team that had Miguel Almiron and the other cat that was scoring goals like crazy. That
Joseph Martinez.
Joseph Martinez, and somehow they came to Toyota Park and the Fire put 4 or 5 in. And I'm just saying.
It'll make no sense. It'll make no sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to get to the point where we're going to be able to clip this and clown ourselves in 9 months.
Okay.
Let's predict. Let's do some predictions. Let's figure some stuff out. So before we get to the actual pick here, like we're going to talk about Supporter Shield. Before we pick the team, the East has been decimated in a way. Like they are nowhere near as strong as they've been. Even if you look at Miami, a lot of the role players are the things that changed, but like you can't, like Campana had a great year. You know, like these guys, the role players that you have to produce. Like is Miami like I don't know. The East is not looking as good as it was.
So you think Miami's going to dominate again? Because I don't think they're going to dominate. I don't know. I dare I say that Miami's not the favorite to win the Supporter Shield if they bring that same energy from last year.
Oh no, I think last year they wanted to just. I'm sorry, I apologize. I think the plan for Miami last year was to step on the neck of everyone, and they just didn't. They faltered in the playoffs, and now I think
they wanted to test the waters. So
yeah,
now you're gonna have a pissed off Miami team.
Yeah, and I think this year it's like, oh, who gives a shit about the regular season? You know what I mean? I feel like they're just gonna take their lumps, finish second or third, like in the support. I think they'll still win the East, but they'll be third or second in the Supporter Shield.
I think you're gonna have a pissed off Messi.
Oh yeah.
So you're gonna have a pissed off Messi because I'm pretty sure he hated the fact that he lost to Atlanta United in Miami.
That was bad. That last year it was like soccer gods. Can we have fun? And they're like, no.
Yeah. So you have to put Miami as a Supporter Shield candidate, and I dare I say they're probably gonna take the East, even though you're saying that they're just gonna be second or third. I think they're going to take the East again.
I don't think they'll take the East. Yeah, I think the Supporter Shield's coming out of the West this year. Yeah, I think the West has gotten better. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I really believe in the Dallas project.
It's a tall order, man.
I don't know about Supporter Shield, but I really believe in the Dallas project.
I don't think so. So my thing is, I don't think Lucho Acosta is enough to kind of steer that Dallas team because Dallas hasn't been all that good the past few seasons.
Well, in the last 3 years they had one decent one, like 2 years ago. But yeah, I mean, like, look, Dallas has got Shaq Moore, which you can debate. They picked up Lawless Abubakar. They picked up
Abubakar's back.
Well, Lawless Abubakar, which is the kid. I think he was in Columbus. God, I couldn't think of the name of the team. I think he was in Columbus before, and then
so it's not the Abubakar. No, that was not the one from Nashville, right? No, not that I believe. Okay, so that's kind of the only few that I really know, but I don't know, man. They've got to hit eventually.
It's MLS. They got to be good eventually.
10 teams make the playoffs on each side, so
I mean,
you know,
if I was, if I'm a betting man, I would put my money on LAFC. A mad LAFC. They didn't sign a lot of a lot of big name anything that makes you, they got what, Mikey Delgado and Abobase is on their team now. So, like, not a lot that endears the team, but I don't know, man. I believe in the LAFC's ability to just do what LAFC always does. I mean, they still have Bouanga. You really can't, you can't quantify that. They have a lot of good pieces still. I don't know. What do you think? What are you thinking? Who you think LA Galaxy is going to do it again? I feel like they've had too much shakeup.
I think I won't be surprised if LA Galaxy and LAFC are fighting for the West.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong, because maybe the only thing LA really lost was.
But you also have to add on Seattle. Because they didn't they add Ferreira and what's his face Areola.
Yeah. Well, why not even think of Seattle? You're right, because you still have the Roldan brothers. You still have Jordan Morris. You still have
So now it looks
Jairo Torres, right? Not Jairo
Torres. I know what you're talking about, but
thank you.
Keep in mind, it looks like Seattle's becoming. It looks like the U.S. men's national team. It looks like the roster that they use when they play the Gold Cup.
Never bet against Brian Schmetzer, my man. Never bet against Brian Schmetzer. I almost want to change my pick now. That was a good shout, but I'll stick with LAFC. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about the LA Galaxy. I'm looking at their moves, and maybe they're still legit. I might be wrong.
I mean, they got Puig.
Well, they got Puig. They got Royce. They got Yoshida again.
So they're not a bad team. So, but you think about it. In the West, you have Seattle, you have LAFC. Fucking, you have.
Who knows what Portland's gonna do? Well, Portland's probably not gonna do
Nah.
No,
I think.
Now wait, with all the changes that San Jose has done, because what San Jose got oh my God, they got Jose Martinez. They got Arango. Do you think they're gonna do anything crazy? I mean, they did just lose 5-1 to the Fire today.
They did. Oh my God, that defense was so bad. Like man, the Fire were just having their way with them. Like
preseason, man, you can't take anything.
I know. I'm not gonna take anything off it, but I think if there's any indication, I mean, maybe San Jose. I'm not gonna say they're a playoff team, but they probably won't be last this season.
Okay.
San Diego might be the last place team this season.
Yeah, actually, that's a good shout for the wooden spoon. You know what? That's the channel's shout for the wooden spoon is San Diego FC United Soccer Club.
With their Montreal.
Oh my God, Montreal! Hey, big shout out. One of the signatures on this jersey went to Montreal. Fabian Herbers, baby.
Oh my God, I don't know why, but every former Fire player tends to go to Montreal.
I mean, even Klopas coached them. They even hired Klopas. It was the only 10 minutes of his life he wasn't in part of the Fire. Anyway, I digress. So, Supporter Shield, I think LAFC is gonna surprise everyone. Okay. Who'd you really land on?
I think I said Miami.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad shout. I just feel like Miami isn't going to care about the regular season. I think, I legitimately feel like everyone on that team was like, well, no, I don't care. The playoffs, we win every game. You know what I mean? So I think this year they'll be a little bit more focused. With that said, who wins the MVP and the Golden Boot this year? And are they the same person? Which they probably will be.
So outside of Messi and outside of Suarez, because again, those two guys are favorites. They're practically competing against each other
For real.
on goals. Yeah.
It's like in a video game when you were a kid and you set the difficulty level too low and you're like, I'm going to get these 2 players 30 points.
Yeah. It's like when you're using the Diablo tactic on Championship Manager back in the day.
Which you're going to have to tell me what the deal is with Football Manager. Like, pour one out for the Jaymes. He wanted to talk about it. Which I probably wouldn't have. I would have been like, nah, this is the preview episode. We don't talk about that crap. And then I brought it up.
So just a quick recap, Football Manager. If you ever want to be, I guess in a way, if you ever wanted to be the owner of the Fire and the GM all rolled into one, this is your chance. You get to call the shots. You get to call the player. You get to buy the players you want.
Well, no. Isn't there like a controversy with this year's game, or are they not doing a game?
There is. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'm assuming they're testing out a new engine, which is cool. And for whatever reason, they said that it wasn't ready, and they didn't want to release it and fix it along the way. They wanted to, if they were going to release the game, they wanted it to work right off the bat. So
goddamn,
yeah,
shout out to whoever does Football Manager. That's the way you do a video game.
What's it called? Sports Interactive. I think that's what. Yeah. So those guys, that's good because they actually put quality over profits. Good on them. So
I love it.
And just for the record, I will be buying Football Manager 2026 because I am excited to see what new changes they're bringing on board. And as I mentioned before, I've been playing Football Manager since it used to be called Championship Manager. Back in the day.
For real?
You know.
Okay.
I think that's the first time I ever heard of Eric Cantona when I was a kid and I played Championship Manager. 97, it was a Championship Manager 2, I think it was. I forgot it. But yeah, anyways, outside of Messi, outside of Suarez, you could add Evander to the mix.
So jealous.
I don't want to say a fire. I don't want to say a fire player because
no way. Absolutely no way. I mean, unless Jonathan Bamba just is gonna score goals for fun, and we didn't.
Or the other guy, the winger that we got.
Zinc.
Yeah. Zinc,
there is not a prayer on this planet that I will ever pronounce that man's name correctly. He's Zinc.
He's Zinc. You know what? We're just gonna call him Zinc. So Zinc, yeah. So maybe him because I did like what I like what I saw in the preseason. Well, it's a preseason game, so you know what's the real test? And this is one of those questions where
don't ask this question. We're saving that question. We're on MVP and Golden
Boot. All right. So outside of Messi, outside of Suarez, you think they'll give Messi the MVP award again?
If he deserves it, dude. He played half the season and still was like second in assists and goals. Yeah. Like I don't care what you said. Like if the MVP award is the best player of the league, right? That's what the award 99% of the time is. Because if it's the most important player, it was Lucho Acosta, or it was somebody else on a crappy team who was carrying it. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah.
But yes, I don't know. Like, does Messi ever fall off a cliff, or does it just like? Is he just good again this year? Is he just amazing again?
He's, he tells the ball where to go. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I really thought like it was possible that he could be quote unquote found out when he came to MLS, i.e., he didn't try very hard and he wasn't physical enough. And you know what? He's come and made it look like a joke. That's how good he is.
That's still a possibility because all it takes is for some, the MLS 17th pick overall from Duke University to
from Cal State Fullerton, baby.
Cal State Fullerton. And all it takes is for a rookie draft pick to just say, "Screw this! I'm gonna make history." Cleats up.
YOLO cleats up, baby. Whoosh.
There's still that possibility. So, not saying that we warrant any injury to Messi, but some of these draft picks are a little rough on the slide. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, you're convincing me, and I know you're trying to find any other player in your brain to say, but I'm kind of convinced. It's as long as he isn't injured most of the year. Like, if he plays 75% of the season, there's no way Messi is not the MVP.
Or or maybe Suarez. Maybe they might say, hey, Messi got it last year, and Suarez is doing good again. Let's give it to him this year.
Do you think Suarez has got that golden boot? Do you think either of them get the golden boot, or do you think last year was an anomaly?
No, last year was an anomaly. He literally took a bite out of the season last year. But anyways, so it could be between those two guys or Evander. You can even, if Lucho Acosta carries Dallas all the way to freaking the conference finals, then that's a potential right there too. Or if hell, even the Fire Leg, if Bamba or Zinc carry, feed Kuipers, constantly.
Kuipers in theory could win the golden boot, right?
Yeah, he could fucking run away with it. They feed him the ball. So
I'm gonna tell you right now. Messi MVP, Wilfred Zaha golden boot.
That's you know what? I can live with that. I can live with that. Yeah.
I'm about it. All right. Well then, before we wrap up this segment and get to what we have put all the conversations we put off.
Yeah.
Who's the matchup in MLS Cup?
LAFC and Miami.
Despite winning the Shield, in my opinion, LAFC gets beaten by Seattle, and it's Seattle-Miami. And who do you got winning yours? Who do you got winning yours?
You know what? This is probably Messi's last hurrah, and I know sure as hell he's not gonna walk away without a trophy.
I'm calling it as well in Miami.
Yeah.
The podcast is in agreement. Jaymes' opinion be damned. So
yeah. So unless that 13th pick on the MLS draft, doesn't go hard on the sliding tackle, then yeah, it's gonna be Miami.
Don't hate on the draft picks. Those young men want a professional career as well. Get rid of the MLS draft. Let all these people sign with whoever they want. Anyway, if you've enjoyed yourself at all, don't forget to hit the like button. We'll be right back to talk about the thing that we're here for, the thing that hopefully most of you living in Chicago clicked on. We'll be talking about the Chicago Fire. So we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, fellow enemies of the Fire. We are here to to discuss the Chicago Fire's upcoming 2025 season. We spoke way too long about the league in general. And DPG, just before we get into the details, how do you feel?
So, I will say, I'm not 100% there. I probably feel a lot better than I've felt in the past couple of seasons with the Fire. I'm cautiously optimistic. I will leave it at that. I don't want to get too excited. I know, a lot of changes have happened, but I think every year we say we're excited, and then it fucking blows up in our faces.
It does. Last year, I was a junkie off hopium. I was on the streets, shivering, going through withdrawals. I was full of hope. This year, I'm concerned. I got very excited, and then there just wasn't enough to get me there.
So I gotta ask, was the excitement? I mean, besides because we knew about Greg since last season, since the end of
Right.
last season,
Which
you
that
know,
kicked
and
off the excitement.
yeah,
It did.
yeah. So was the excitement relating to the Fire possibly signing Neymar?
No, and we will talk about that. That was phenomenal. That was amazing. That was a great 48 hours. Those 48 hours were some of the funnest times ever to actually think that the Chicago Fire and Neymar would both make such phenomenally horrible decisions as to link up together.
we were all like, yeah, man, we're gonna be one of the boys now.
Listen, what I was saying was, like, you know me, I famously say, if you're not going to be good, you might as well be phenomenally bad. And that right there would have been phenomenal. Like, if we're not going to be good, we might as well be terrible.
I think it goes back to what we were saying earlier about getting eyeballs to the league. But besides that, we're going to get eyeballs to the Fire, which, surprise, surprise, we haven't had eyeballs since Bosch and Schweinsteiger. So,
yeah, and they barely had any then because that dude is utterly riskless. Anyway, I'll put it this way: my excitement level diminished as soon as the European window closed, and because here's the thing: I know it is a tall order, I get it, but like you can't suck for 12 years and then expect me to wait on something, right? So like I get that it's a tall order to replace 6 starters, which is what we needed was to replace 6. We needed 6 quality starters and had the ability to sign 2 designated players. And so I feel like we only got 4 starters. And then I feel like I get it. I get that the market was soft. And I get that, it's smart to wait until summer to spend that other DP. But God damn it, we've sucked for 12 years.
I know.
Give me my DPs.
I know what you're thinking. And I was thinking about this. I've been thinking about this past, 1 or 2 weeks. Because I was also paying attention to the, as you were, all the rumors and shit. But if the Fire, and with Greg at the helm, if the Fire can put up a scrappy performance throughout, through the spring and early summer, meaning, they're not losing stupidly and they're actually competing and they actually want to play like they want to win, and which in that sense, normally that will kind of make a playoff team, especially in this league. If the Fire can stay, I guess, in a playoff fight or in the playoff themselves, and they can wait till the summer, then I'm all for it, because then by the summer, Greg's probably gonna have a clear indication what pieces need to be moved or what pieces need to be added.
You're not wrong, but like I look at this team, and unless a couple of these guys, including Bamba, have career years, this is not a playoff team. And if it's not a playoff team, I don't know. I may literally have to give up watching the sport. You cannot tell me, you cannot look me in my eye and tell me we hired Greg Berhalter and he needs more than a season to get to the playoffs. In 9th place, he needs more than a season to finish 9th. I cannot live with that. I can't live in a world where that's acceptable.
I don't know if it's because I've ridden this roller coaster since 2010, 2011.
Dude, I've been around. I've been here. I
know. You've been here longer. Well,
I'm older.
Yeah, So I get it. We've been in the trenches too long. All right, I get it, and I don't blame you. I think. I think I even told this to my wife. I'm like, my season ticket membership is like riding on this season. Like if they don't make the playoffs, I think I might just walk away. I mean, I'll watch the Fire from home, but I think I might just give up season tickets.
So
and
you're that close. Like I'm with you though. Like I really signed on for 2 years, and if I wasn't happy, I was gonna bounce and be done.
Yeah.
I guess we're getting a little negative, which I don't want to do.
We're getting it's too much. Yeah, you're right.
It's because I overdosed on hopium last year. That's the problem.
So I think what's gonna set us off is like if we by some miracle pull off like a 1-0 win at Columbus. I think that is gonna set off a lot of people. Like people all of a sudden.
Well, today we'll like I want to get to so many things. We'll get to the game today, but there was a preseason game today, and I feel like such a jerk because I'm just like I'm watching all this happiness. I'm like, guys, no, not yet.
Don't do it.
Just hold on. Let's just wait a minute before we smile. But I guess anyway. All right. So before we get much further, let me do this. The Chicago Fire's roster turnover. Okay? So we already know we know that we know and love the players. And just for an update about every one of them on that jersey who signed that are gone. Anyway, so we already knew a lot of this, but Aragoni, Casas, Shihos, Herbers, Lassiter, Spencer Ritchie, Wyatt Ohmsberg, Victor Becerra, I forgot about that kid. Miziel Rodriguez, Lawrence Wooten, Koutsias, and everyone's favorite, Gaston Jimenez, Tobias Salquist, and Federico Navarro all left the club. Are you saddened by anyone's departure?
No. I honestly think that was a lot of the deadwood.
All of it. It was all the deadwoods. I say the two things that come to mind is this. I'm still Koutsias over Barlow, so that makes me unhappy, but you can't waste an international spot. And Tobias Salquist. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know how the hell Barlow has kept his job. Like I thought that was like part of that deadwood. Like I'm thinking, like unless there's something that I'm missing here. I mean, unless this is unless Greg sees something in the guy.
The dude showed up and Greg was like, "Wait a second, where's Tom? We need to cut Tom." And he's like, "No, I'm Bar Tomlow."
You know what? And we're crapping on the guy. We're like crapping on him. And watch this man score like the winning goal at the U.S. Open Cup final.
I don't know. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a clip I put in on the breaks from a game where we made that comeback where we were down 3-1 and we came back to win 4-3.
Oh yeah, was it the Montreal game?
Yeah, and Tom Barlow is the one that scored the final goal. And I'm filming us all celebrating the section, and you can hear my fiance next to me go, "You were talking so much shit about him."
Was he in that Montreal? Because the guy that scored the goal was Acosta. He did that weird shot.
No, not the win goal. The big comeback game late in the season.
Oh
yeah. So anyway, I thought that was funny.
The one goal he had, the one goal he had all season, right?
That was the only goal. Now, again, the only other sadness whatsoever is Fabian Herbers is a good piece, but was making too much money to be a part of anything going forward. Tobias Salquist, I truly believe this. I truly believe he could have been good, but he just wasn't talented enough to overcome all of the bad luck he had. Like, he had hurt. So much bad luck.
The man got hurt. Someone knocked him out. So he got injured,
like fell over and gave up a penalty. Like it was just like nothing but bad luck for that guy. But all right. So that's everybody who left. Everybody who's coming in. So we signed a bunch of kids, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, unlike most seasons, one or two of them will blow up. But David Pareba, oh god,
yeah, he's hurt.
Oh yeah, that's the kid that he's out for the season. Poor
ACL,
kid. Yeah, he tore his ACL. That sucks. But we got Amari Glasgow, Dylan Barroso, Dean Baltz. Let's see here. Okay, that's it for the kids. So then big signings, Jack Elliott, which let's talk about these slowly because they're fun. Jack Elliott, I think, is going to be a revelation. I think he's going to make Tehran better, and I swear to God, he better be the one paired next to Jack Elliott over Omar Gonzalez.
I was gonna say if that doesn't work, Omar Gonzalez goes in.
Well, Omar Gonzalez is another signing we made, which I'm not angry about unless
if he's making like a crap ton of money, then I'll be pissed off.
He's not. No, he's making like veteran minimum, dude. He's like, he knows what his role is, right? But like, my biggest fear is Greg is gonna like screw some things up, and then all of a sudden, Omar Gonzalez plays 20 games this season wearing the captain's armband. That's my biggest fear.
Hey, if he still has it, and if
he doesn't,
if he still has it. He
didn't have it in Toronto, and then he didn't.
Unless something happens, he's a good piece to have coming off the bench. Like when you need stability on that back line.
Veteran, listen, I'm an MLS sicko. I've loved this kid for a long time. Like, I remember when this guy was naked playing a saxophone in the woods, right? I wonder if I can find a clip of it to put right here. Did you not remember this?
I don't remember that. I never even heard of that.
Oh, right? Yeah. He was, like, naked, sitting on a log out in the woods, but you couldn't, like, see anything. And he was playing the saxophone. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I would just say that Omar Gonzalez has been in this league long enough that he actually got to play with Landon Donovan at LA Galaxy.
That's phenomenal. Also, I would like to say something real quick. The fact that we talked about nonsense about Omar Gonzalez while we were supposed to talk about Jack Elliott goes to show you how just like we instantly are like, okay, you are our stable center back. Thank you. Like, you know what I mean? Just no thought. Just like he's going to be good. He's right there. Thank you.
Elliot, you're going to be a starter. You know your role. That's it. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Then we signed Philip Zinckernagel. Well, that's what I'll go with, and I'm just gonna call him Zink.
I gotta wait. I'm gonna wait for the announcers to announce his name. Then I'll start saying it.
Then you'll start saying, "Yeah, it's a smart play." Really should have watched the game today.
I know Zinckernagel.
Yeah,
I got it. Zinckernagel.
You really don't want to mess up that last part, for real. All right, so then Sam Rogers, which I don't know nothing about no Sam Rogers.
Wasn't he? He played in Red Bulls, but I feel like he came from Portland. I don't know. I gotta check. I gotta look this up.
Okay, that I didn't know. So then everybody's presumed starter at right back. Okay, so coming out of Sporting Lisbon, which is a good place to develop. Leonardo Barroso, which I don't watch. I purposely don't watch preseason, and I apologize for that.
Oh crap! So let me take that back. So he didn't come from the Red Bulls. He's actually been kind of playing in the Norwegian league. He's played for Rosenborg.
Mm-hmm. Well, they signed him from Lillestrøm.
Lillestrøm, yep. So basically, this man has been playing in the Norwegian league. So which I'm cool with that. Hey. He's playing against Vikings. That's all good.
We'll see what happens, man. He's another we've got some defensive depth. Apparently we have 9 center backs at this point, which is funny because last year we had 3. And all right, so then we get to the big boy, the DP signing, the panty dropper.
What about the left back and right back? You forgot Barroso?
No, I said Barroso.
Man, I didn't even notice. Barroso,
no, I said Barroso. He came out of Sporting Lisbon, which is where kids develop, which is nice.
Isn't that where Cristiano Ronaldo developed?
Yes, it is.
It
right?
is, yeah.
They're the one with the green hoops.
Sporting.
Yeah.
Sporting. So, and then our left back hasn't changed. It's still.
Yeah, it's almost like, let's not lie. In a sense, as long as he's not like a different player for the rest of his career, it's almost as if we signed a left back again, right? Because Gutman played so little last season, and he was supposed to take such a serious role on this team. It's almost as if we have a new left back again, right?
Yeah, it's between him and Gaspar. You know,
that's no competition at all. We really kept Gaspar. Is it just because we can't tell them apart? Anyway, they all look the same. It reminds me. This reminds me of a guy I work with who calls us the whites. Shout out to you, Ashley. I love you, brother. Anyway,
so I can't even imagine Greg like, oh, which one's gonna start?
Oh God. So yeah, Gutman. I've had thoughts about Gutman.
I like Gutman. I like Gutman. If he didn't get hurt, I think he would have had a good season. He's not a bad player by all means. And I think, hey, if he doesn't get hurt, I think he could contribute. So
I had to let the cat out. She was very upset about it. Anyway, I apologize. Yeah, no, I heard you. So, fingers crossed with Gutman. So
don't get hurt the first 5 minutes of the game.
My God, it was 30. Dude, it was 30 seconds in. Cause like literally, I was like trying to pay. I was at the bar or whatever, right? Because it was the first game of the season. It was on the road. And, like, I was trying to pay attention, and I didn't even realize, like, I'm like, cool, the game started. And then I'm just like, why isn't nothing happened for, like, 5 minutes? Oh, because our season's over. Anyway. All right, now we finally get to the big boy. Jonathan Bamba. Mr. Negative here actually believes in this. I think he's going to be he's going to make MLS look silly a little bit. What do you think? How happy are you?
I mean, I'm excited for Bamba, and yeah, I mean, like I said, he played today. He's already with the team.
Yeah, he scored 2 goals. He took the penalty.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I think Bamba, you put Bamba and Acosta together in that midfield, and somehow find a way to put Gutierrez in there too. And, I mean, we can make magic. So this is basically the season that's going to make Brian Gutierrez. If by the summer he doesn't become like this, playmaker type of individual.
It looked like he had a good game today. He scored a goal.
If he doesn't become that playmaker that everybody thinks he's going to become, or everybody's hoping he is, they're going to be trying to shop him around by the summer, and they're going to find that DP center mid that everybody's asking for.
I don't know, man. I mean, you've listened to this show if you've gotten this deep in the show, you know this. I don't know that much about soccer, but I just know in my heart, I feel like the kid has 2 ways to go. Because, like, I really don't think I do believe in Gutierrez, but he's too small. I want him to beef up. I don't want him to necessarily be Weston McKennie, but I want him to beef up. Because, like, he's not fast enough that if he beefs up, he's going to lose all this speed. And he's too small. He's too easy to get pushed off the ball. And that's my biggest concern. He's inconsistent, but every kid is. Like, he's at that age where, like, now it's a time to lock in.
How long is it going to be before we stop calling him kid?
Well, what is he, 23, 22?
I don't even know, but it feels like every year we have the same conversation. Brian Gutierrez. Like, I think it's got... Like, I think this is it. I think this is the end of the line. Like, if Brian
He's 21 years old.
Yeah, but he's been with the team for like the past 3 years.
Yes, but that it takes time for people to develop, man.
No, I get that, but hell, man, Cristiano Ronaldo was freaking leading Sporting to the.
Cristiano Ronaldo is a physical specimen. He's like You know,
Lionel Messi was already winning trophies with Barcelona.
oh, okay, but like you're talking about the that's like trying to be like,
Landon Donovan was winning trophies with San Jose.
dude, that's like saying that the taqueria down the street isn't successful because they're not Amazon. You know what I mean? Like, dog, you're talking about the 1% of 1% versus like a kid developing. Like Xherdan Shaqiri has a career. He ain't touching none of those people you listed. You know what I mean? Like, like seriously, right? Like,
what I'm saying is this. I think I don't know how long, because you want to win, I want to win.
We have to make the playoffs this year. I don't care if we get humiliated. We just have to make the playoffs.
So I think Brian Gutierrez might be the sacrifice this season. I think if he doesn't produce and if he's still being inconsistent like he normally is, I think they might sign that DP center mid that's gonna pull the strings.
See, I wanted Evander. And I think you could have stuck Gutierrez and Evander on the field next to each other. You know what I mean?
Where do you put Bamba? Where do you put Acosta?
Bamba and Zinc on the wings.
Bamba's on the wing. Didn't we also sign someone else?
Yes, which I was just about to get to, which is the last signing. Okay. Raming Kouame. Now, Kouame is coming from Caldiz, which I can't remember what that is right now.
Cadiz, Spain.
Okay, thank you. So I originally kind of was pretty excited, and then I started hearing people talk about he's here to compete. So he's here to compete with Mauricio Pineda? You have to sign somebody way better than that. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. And why if you're signing him, then might as well just be a backup to Kellen Acosta and sign Evander and have Gutierrez and Evander next to each other.
Yeah, it's
this is what I'm talking about. Just there's enough hope here. But it really feels like we're not making the playoffs unless people are having career years. And that's not it's too easy to go from worst to first in this league to accept that.
So basically what I'm hearing is that we have enough hope right now before the season starts. But once we're in 4 or 5 games deep, and if we haven't won any of those games, there goes the hope.
If we haven't won any games out of the first 5, I'm already Triple G out. I'm sorry. You know what? Maybe my desperation for attention will be satisfied by being the first guy to be Triple G out. But dog, seriously, you know what really is going to be this season though? And here's the thing. I will call this a success because what I really think is going to happen this season is we're going to win a bunch of games that we have no business winning, and we're going to lose a bunch of ugly games to a bunch of bad teams, and we're going to do just enough to make the playoffs. And if we do that, thank you. That is an entertaining season. We made the playoffs. I don't have to have an aneurysm. But if
and I'm kind of so one thing to keep in mind. So going back to the whole Greg situation, did you ever see if you ever got an assistant coach or assistant manager?
Yes. They're just another bald white dude. They all look the same.
No, because I thought he was going for what's his face? Josh Wolf was going to come back. And
that was me with my pessimism telling you that.
Yeah, but right now, crazy thing is that right now when I try to look up who's the assistant coach of this team, I go to the coach's website on the Fire website, and there's no page up. So unless they're still making changes,
I feel like we heard some things, but now I don't remember, because I didn't really care.
I thought we got a goalkeeping coach.
Well, we didn't get rid of CJ, did we? No, CJ
went
to the Fire too.
No, didn't he go to he went to the front office?
See, I don't remember. Oh boy, we were unprepared for front office talk.
He went to the front office. Klopas went to the front office. Well, no, Klopas is kind of like a vice president or whatever. Zach Thorne is still there, I think. They haven't let him go, which is cool.
Frank Klopas, vice president of partying down, baby.
Man, Frank Klopas, man.
Like
It's
now
official,
that
man.
he's not the coach, I love the guy. I can't.
Yeah.
I would love to hang out with him.
You ever had a conversation with him?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh man, it's typical Chicagoan.
I'll put it this way.
know.
There was something that tipped me off, and I was like, "Oh, that's a funny name. Like, wouldn't it be funny if his wife worked there?" And you guys were like, "No, that's his wife." Oh.
Oh man.
Anywho,
And
so
someone spotted him at the Greek Islands restaurant too. For whatever reason, last year I think I saw someone posted on the Discord, on the Fire Discord. Hey, look, Frank Klopas was at Greek Island restaurant.
I did see that as well. I love it. Like I said, he's not coaching the team. I love him. He's great.
No.
Great guy.
I liked him when he was an announcer. When
Yeah.
he was doing a broadcast.
You know, he reminded me of Ron Santo. I was just like, every pitch that went against the Cubs was like, this is a travesty. Anyway, so speaking of old Greg and coaches and all that good stuff, because who knows who's the assistant coaches. I feel like we saw some press releases, but it was people I didn't know about, and then like the guy who they picked to help him do the GM stuff was the guy who like ruined like West Brom or something, or Burnley, or he ruined some team. So I'm very skeptical.
He messed up a transfer or something like that. I guess the guy forgot to fax something. Yeah.
I keep getting the L7 error code.
Yeah. At least we got Mikey Stevens back. For whatever that. I mean, it's
we
Mikey
move,
Stevens.
yeah, with Mikey Stevens. Hell yeah, that's right. Yes, okay, now I remember. Mikey Stevens coming back, big time. Mikey
Player
Stevens
recruitment too.
Huh? Yeah, I'm. I am a little concerned that we like let the guy who coached Fire 2 go, but you know, whatever. Anyway, coaches, what do you think this formation is gonna look like? What are we gonna play? What do you think? I have thoughts, but I want to hear
It's going to be your typical 4-5-1.
Ew.
You know, yeah,
Ew.
they're gonna pack the midfield, bro.
Ew. I hate it. I want a 4-3-3.
I want a 4-4-2. But I know I'm not gonna get that because
Wait. Who would you play in the center of your 4? Okay, hold on. You want a 4-4-2, so I want to hear the 4-4-2.
Obviously your standard center backs will be Barroso, Jack Elliot, Turan,
Gutman,
and then in the midfield, you gotta have Acosta, and then in front of Acosta, you gotta have Bamba. No, not Bamba.
Well, no, you got the 4-4-2. So you doing the diamond in the center? Or are you doing flat line?
I'm doing the diamond in the center.
Oh, so Kouame doesn't get on the field.
Costa, Bamba on the wing. Holy crap! Who's on our left side?
Zinc.
Not Zinc.
Zinc
So
or
Bamba,
Mary Holly
Bamba
Selassie.
Yeah. So Bamba on the right, Zinc on the left. Acosta and playing the defensive role, and I guess Brian Gutierrez playing the attacking mid, and in front, and you know, but this is where my logic goes to shit though.
Poke holes in your own argument, dog. Let's do it.
This is where my logic goes to shit. Kuipers is a guaranteed starter. Who the hell is gonna go next to Kuipers? And I swear.
Bartomlo, man.
Oh my God! It was supposed to be the Pereira kid before he got hurt.
Oh, I saw.
Oh, you know
I
what?
see you cooking now, talking about Paraba. All right.
Can you throw in Glass? You might be able to.
Glasgow's too small, dog.
But he's fast.
He's barely taller than I am.
But he's fast. So I mean, that's my formation. I mean, I guess you could put Amari. This is why I said we needed a backup strike, and I swear, because I'm like, I had a feeling we are gonna get stuck with Barlow.
One of the worst transfers in human history.
I can't believe you actually paid fucking Gam and Tam for that guy.
If Tom Barlow, I hope Tom Barlow makes fools of us all. I hope Tom Barlow makes fools of us all.
If you start saying that Tom Barlow's gonna win the Golden Boot, I swear.
Tom Barlow Golden Boot, fucking smack. That's dude. So I want to.
He's gonna be the guy that scores goals like out of like randomly. Like someone crosses the ball and then it hits his freaking inside foot when he was not trying to shoot and it goes in. Like one of those like, oh my god, it hit my shoulder and it went in.
Score off his face. I scored with my face. I want a 4-3-3. I think back line is set. Oh, and Brady. We literally didn't even list that's how locked in Brady is. We didn't even talk about the keeper.
I think we will be more confused and bewildered. I think we will be more confused and bewildered if we saw the backup Gall playing instead of Brady.
Oh man. Oh, I want that so bad just for the memes. Anyway, so the backline set, we got that. Like I have been a wholehearted Tehran supporter for a couple of years now. So Tehran
is to say that if Sam Rogers or whatever the guy's name is, Sam Rogers, is it?
Yeah, Sam Rogers. I didn't know he was a center back. I thought he was
isn't he
a right back? But I believe in the experiment, the Jack Elliott Carlos Tehran experiment. Which, by the way, I was talking about Carlos Tehran with somebody at work, and they hit me with the Dick Tehran, and apparently Dick Tehran has passed away and throwing screen passes on 3rd and 15 in heaven, which I didn't know that. But anyway,
peace, Mr.
Huh?
No, I said rest in peace because
yeah,
he was the coach that the Bears had when they brought in like Brian Urlacher and
but he was the offensive coach. They would throw screen passes when it was 3rd and long or 2nd and long, or any time. I digress.
Yeah.
I apologize. Anyway, so in the midfield, this is where our deficiencies are showing in both of our logics here, because in the midfield I wanted Guti in the peak of the diamond and then Acosta next to somebody else who was like a destroyer, like Luca Della Torre or Evander. I wanted somebody awesome, but whatever.
Well, that's why I said that this is the season that's gonna make or break Brian Gutierrez, because if we can if we were playing a 4-4-2 and we were doing the diamond, if he cannot make things happen from the attacking mid, then at that point you have to consider replacing him in the summer window.
You have to. Now, Kouame, maybe I'm just sour on Kouame. Maybe he's actually awesome and this is perfect, but like as soon as I heard he came in to compete, I instantly was like, okay, well, we need another center mid. You are lacking the center mid signing that we need, because
you don't want to hear those words when we sign a new player. Like, hey, I'm here to compete. Like, that's always a bad sign.
Yeah, exactly. Like, would compete with what? With Mauricio Pineda? Because Fede is gone. And Fede had at least talent that, like, could have blossomed out of nowhere. But, like, if he's competing with Pineda, like, Mauricio Pineda, like, he's doing something with his life. He is a professional soccer player. I'm sure he's a good-looking cat, and I'm sure he does well. You know what I mean? Like, with the ladies,
So, do you think Kouame is going to be one of these random signings that we do every year where you kind of look back in a couple of years like, oh, yeah, we had that guy. I saw him play a few times, and that's it. That's when the conversation
I hope
ends.
not. I hope he's Atuesta, Ozzy Alonso. I hope he's a solid piece right next to. I hope he's Kellen Acosta level. You know what I mean? That's what I want. Like, that's what I really wanted. Della Torre. I really wanted Evander. I wanted somebody big in the midfield. And then when I heard Kouame was coming to compete, now again, I'm an idiot on the internet, so if that's just one idiot said that and I've got the wrong impression, this cat is a world beater, dope. But I'm worried because we need a backup striker still, and we need a center midfielder still.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't Zinc. I heard things about Zinc coming to compete with Haile Selassie, which I like Haile Selassie, but for a team that compete in MLS, Haile Selassie has to be coming off your bench. That's the level.
Coming off our bench. So Selassie is going to be coming off the bench.
Well, but I thought they said Zinc was going to compete when he came.
I don't know, because I mean what I saw today.
Yeah, well, apparently today him and Bamba just completely demolished everything in their path.
They were just chopping up that San Jose defense. Like, it was like they were playing a bunch of high school kids, man. It was ugly.
Which let's at least tell people what happened. Let's see here. Oh, I lost it. JK. I'm not telling anybody nothing.
I mean, I saw the game. I saw I got to see at least. I missed the penalty, the first goal, which was a penalty, which I didn't care. But then the next 4 goals.
Who started at striker?
It wasn't Kuipers.
Well, yeah, Kuipers. I heard Kuipers didn't play. They're saying it's just precautionary. He'll be ready for the Columbus game.
Who started?
Was it Barlow or was it somebody else?
It might have been Barlow.
It's not a good sign.
Was it Barlow? But I was gonna say that's weird because I did not see. It's a bad sign when your striker has no involvement in the goals. You know, like I literally saw a play started by Zink, like in a counterattack. He gets the ball under counter. He passes it to Bamba. Zink is already there. He's on.
There's no striker to be seen.
There's no striker to be seen, and I just seen Bamba pass the ball. And you know what? And guess what? He didn't even score. You know what happened? He had the ball, and he got fouled in the penalty box for the second penalty.
I don't know. Like, I'm fingers crossed that we're gonna have a competitive team this year because.
Well, here's another scenario. Zink, with the swinging cross. Guess who meets the ball? Bamba. Goal.
That sounds good. That sounds like that sounds like they're becoming friends. I like this.
I'm just saying, there's 2 plays. You know, that's always a good sign when you got 2 players that.
How did we line up? We didn't have 5 in the back, right? That's my biggest fear. Is Greg is going to play 5 in the back?
No, I don't think we had 5 in the back.
Okay.
I think. No.
Good. That would be my biggest fear about this team is
because we had Acosta, we had Gutierrez, we had Bamba, we had Zink.
Did Kouame
play? I don't even know Kouame played, but I know Gutierrez scored one of the. Yeah, Gutierrez was involved. Bamba obviously, Zink obviously. Holy crap! If this is a Tom Barlow situation and the fact that he was not involved, like he did not do anything. Was it? I don't know.
Okay, hold on. I got it up now. Barlow did start.
Ooh, that's not a good sign.
Bowles came in for him. Yeah, no. Yeah, they had wholesale changes in the second half, which we knew.
Yeah.
So Bamba scored in the 5th minute off a penalty. Gutierrez scored in the 13th minute from this Aurelio or Aurelio. God, I can't even say these names. This one kid, we didn't even bring him up. Oregal. Origo.
Yeah.
He played in the center midfield, actually, and I did see some things about everybody was happy about him.
Well, isn't he a regular for the youth teams for the U.S. national team?
You were asking the wrong guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess this will move us. We pretty much. Oh, I guess I didn't finish my starting lineup. I got in the center midfield and kind of gave up and got mad about Kouame. But Kouame next to Acosta with Guti in front. And then the front line of Hugo and apparently Zink and Bamba.
So I was gonna say, so thank you by the way, thank you to the good folks at Men in Red 97. I'm looking at their article, and they actually the same thing we were just talking about, help needed up front. That was like the headliner, one of the pieces.
Oh boy.
Basically talking about what we just mentioned about Bamba, Gutierrez, making stuff happen, and Tom Barlow starting, but having minimal influence before being replaced by a similarly unimpactful Dean Bolts at halftime.
I wouldn't be mad even if we took a flyer again. Like, I mean, I think Kai Kamara's available again.
You know what? At this point, if you were to tell me Kuipers needs to sit out 1 or 2 games, and you basically need a placeholder for him while he's out, and if Bamba and Zink and Gutierrez can make magic happen, I'll be okay with it. But if they can't, then you might have to start looking into some trading in MLS.
Oh, I would be okay with them signing another Tom Barlow-esque striker to try and like get the lightning in a bottle for a 10-goal season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The one that scores more than 1 goal. Like,
yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Tom Barlow could have had lightning in the bottle and been in the right place, the right time, and scored 10 goals, and he didn't. He was just not. He was not worthy of the occasion.
Is it just me, or did I could have sworn that Tom Barlow missed a lot of sitters?
He did.
Season.
It was bad.
Yeah,
we were sad.
I'm like, yeah,
sad Fire fans. It seems to be a trend. Anyway, so I guess we're coming up on it. Like we can only talk about our. I guess this segment feels a lot more negative than I wanted it to because I am excited. I just have such trepidation with my excitement. It just wasn't enough. Like I get
PTSD, man.
You're right. I mean, I get that we're not going to compete for an MLS Cup this year, no matter what we would have done, but it still doesn't feel enough. Like it feels very like they said all the right things. They hired Greg Berhalter. There's no way that you can then, after all of that, look me in the eyes and say, we'll make the playoffs next season. Like, you can't do that. You can't expect me to wait another year.
Let me throw you a curveball. Right? And so let's say the Fire don't make the playoff.
Uh-huh.
But there's a but. They win the US Open Cup.
Well, now that the U.S. Open Cup has been relegated to the NIT, I still don't think that's good enough.
I mean, it gets us a ticket to the Conca Champions. It gets us another trophy.
It depends. Like if you're gonna tell me that we didn't make the playoffs this year, and you're gonna expect me to not want Greg's head, then we can't win the U.S. Open Cup by getting a good draw and playing an extra game against a lower division team. We got to put our fuck on the table.
So
we can't.
So maybe I'm not trying to be DC United from back in the day where they were last place and they won the U.S. Open Cup. So I don't want to do that. So I mean, if we're gonna win the U.S. Open Cup, I expect us to at least make 9th place, or
it's not that much to ask for.
Yeah,
it's not that much to ask for a single season turnaround to finish 9th. I really don't think it is. And anybody who does, fight me, yell at me. I don't think that's unreasonable. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna storm the stadium if we don't make the playoffs.
Right.
But how could you?
I was thinking about this. So this season could go 2 ways, all right? Because I've only seen it happen these 2 ways, unless Greg brings a third way. Either we start off mediocre and stay mediocre for the rest of the season, or by God, we start off like 2017 hot off. Just fucking winning from day one.
I foresee the season being a complete roller coaster of up and down. Winning games we're not supposed to, losing games we're not supposed to.
We're gonna be winning ugly basically the whole season.
I don't think so. I actually think we'll look like a team that could win Champions League one week and look like wooden spoon contender the next. I really think we're gonna be completely schizophrenic all season. I really do. I think this team is going to, and that's what I mean. If this team is like that and we still make 9th, thank you for an exciting year. Thank you for all the memories. But, if we don't make 9th, let's just burn it. Sell the team. Screw it. Forget it. Chicago doesn't deserve a soccer team. Let's just go be house fans, at that point. Because for real, I guess that's all I'm getting at is I don't think I'm asking for much. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm a jerk, but I don't think so.
Hey, so if you're gonna go to this thing on Saturday, do me and Jaymes a favor. Take a picture with Greg Berhalter.
Oh, for sure, I will. Listen, I am very.
Why don't you be like a giddy kid like that? You like this.
Dude, hey Greg, you want to burn one down with me? Anyway, no, I am cautiously optimistic about Greg. Like I said, I am wrestling with emotions of we vehemently wanted him to lose his job. And then for whatever reason, a couple months later, we're supposed to think he's a genius, right? And so
I remember we were trashing him after the Copa America. We're like, oh, this guy is a fucking horse and all this and that. And then we were screaming like little girls after that we signed him. Oh my god.
Well, we needed somebody for real. We could Greg Berhalter was the minimum for a coach for this team. Again, it was I'm not asking for much to you've sucked for 12 years, for 15, for however long. Literally everybody brings up 2017, but nobody remembers that the second the All-Star game happened, we played like trash for the entire rest of the year.
That's because we had an incompetent coach.
And right.
By the way,
is he still at Celtic?
No, he's at Tigres, which by the way lost a week or two ago against some team from Nicaragua in the Champions League.
Ooh, God, I love the Champions League.
They're playing today. You know what? I had to see if they. Oof. They lost against a team from Nicaragua, and I mean, kudos to them. Oh no, they won. They won 3-0. But still,
kudos. I love that. That's why you play Champions League, is for moments like that. That's why.
Yeah.
That's all right. So
hey, one more thing. The U.S. U17 trashed the hell out of some. Didn't they beat someone 2-0?
Something crazy. And the kid, so everybody's saying oh, that's why the Crew sold all their strikers, because there's a kid on there that scored 6 goals, and he plays for the Crew. He just signed with the Crew.
and he's from Naperville.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he's in Naperville.
Apparently he can't drive then.
Oh man. So yeah. So it's official. The U.S. youth team has gone to Australia heights in terms of scoring goals. There's not even a mercy rule.
Yeah, I'm torn on that. Part of me thinks there should be a mercy rule, but then again, it's well, we did all this pomp and circumstance for an hour and a half of soccer. Might as well play it.
Yeah, they have one. They have one for the kids baseball tournament though.
Little League. Yeah. Little League.
Yeah, the Little League. They have one for Little League.
That's
surprising because baseball is supposed to be this, very aggressive man sport, and then
yeah, but it takes forever. That's why you have the mercy rule.
It takes forever, but then in soccer you got you got to make a kid sit through 22 goals. That goalkeeper has to sit through 22 goals, man.
Yeah. How do you? Oh, that would be tough. All right. Before we get dark, who is the team MVP this season?
It's between Bamba and Zink.
I was gonna say Bamba and Kuipers.
Well, you know what? If Bamba and Zink can give Kuipers all the assists in the world that he needs, and Kuipers, I mean, at that point, Kuipers becomes a 20-plus goal scorer. So,
Oh
yeah,
my
I
God,
mean,
he scored 10 goals. Well, what? He scored 10 or 12 goals last season on
a crappy team.
On the crappiest of teams, on the least amount of like opportunities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's Kuiper. Yeah, Bamba's gonna do some amazing things, but I think it's Kuiper's award to win because he's gonna net the goals. I really do. What?
We really gotta learn this guy's name, man. We can't just calling him Zink.
No, I love it. It's his nickname.
Oh man. Okay.
All right, so rubber meets the road. We are in the U.S. Open Cup. We are in the East. We play in MLS. What does this team do this season?
Make the playoffs.
You think we're making the playoffs?
I think we're making the playoffs, and I think we're gonna go deep in the U.S. Open Cup. Hell, we might actually win it.
I totally agree with you. I say we're gonna hit the semifinals of the Open Cup, and we're gonna hit 9th place and just squeak into the playoffs.
And the fact that we win the U.S. Open Cup, you're gonna have a lot of Fire fans that are gonna be crying because those are gonna be tears of joy.
It'll be Cinco, man. It will be the first to Cinco.
I've sat through horrible. Me and you have sat through horrible Fire teams. And it has come down to that moment. That's all I'm going to say.
I remember a very crappy Klopas season, and we were in the U.S. Open Cup final, and my ex had worked a 12-hour shift, and I drug her down to Buffalo Wild Wings, which was the only place I could see the gosh darn game, and we got stomped by Seattle.
Yeah, it was 2-0. We didn't do much.
Oh, no, it wasn't even Buffalo Wild Wings. You know where it was? It was the place where the girls have like the tilted kilt.
Oh, tilted kilt.
Anywho, so I do think we make the playoffs this year, and I am not gonna lie. And the only way I will not be happy with just making the playoffs is if we're like second or first most of the season, and then all of a sudden, like the last 2 months, lose like every game. Then I'll be pretty unhappy.
Traumatized.
Huh?
I think Pano got you traumatized because I remember that season. We were unstoppable for like the first 2 halves of the season, and by the time we hit that All-Star break, it just
as soon as we got out of that All-Star game, we played like garbage.
Teams figured us out.
And like we talked like we were so awesome. We were in first in the East for like 1 week. We were mostly in second and third. You know what I mean? Like we weren't even. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we were in first a little longer than that, but we were not in first for long.
We were competing with a Toronto team that had Jovinko,
and Josie,
red hot Jovinko.
Yeah, red hot Josie and Jovinko, and yeah. Oh, because 2016 is when Seattle beat Toronto.
That was a weird period of time where they were going back and forth.
Yeah, and then 2017, Toronto beat Seattle. Yeah. Oh,
that's when I think
it was. It was not the joyous time everybody seems to remember. That's why that's why it's like we've been bad for 15 years.
It left me a bad taste at the end of the season where we just got stomped by New York 4-0.
That was 2012. That one was almost
stomped. We got stomped by New York Red Bulls at Toyota Park in 2017.
Oh, you're right. We got stomped by Houston in 2012.
That was a team that had a young Tyler Adams.
Oh, that's right. And like Sasha Klushkin and God. And Bradley Wright Phillips. What do you think of his commentary skills? He's a goofy dude, and I enjoy it. I very much enjoy it.
I like Bradley Wright Phillips. I think, they had a segment of the Fire the other day, and when they, no, actually, they had a segment about the Fire a few months ago when they hired Greg Berhalter and Bradley Byron Fred's like, oh, I like this move. This is exactly what the Fire need.
Yeah, I like him. I'm not mad. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do as soon as we're done here is actually use my code to like get back into Apple TV and see what they got for the Fire.
Dude, I already put it in, bro.
No, I haven't gotten around to it.
I didn't waste any time. It was just 2 taps and I was in. I have an iPhone, so it just does it automatically.
Oh, that makes some sense. Yeah, nobody cares. Anyway, on the Android, if you're watching it on your phone, you have to watch it on the web browser.
Get an iPhone, bro.
No, baby's first smartphone. Forget that. Anyway, DPG, what do you got for the people? We're gonna say goodnight here. This was a wonderful episode. I had fun.
All right. So just to let you guys know, we're gonna be back next week. We possibly might have a guest that's gonna talk on the behalf of the Columbus Crew, which should be an interesting conversation. Should be an interesting conversation because, as everybody knows, the Columbus Crew literally lost its engine. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, man, again, if you guys haven't had a chance, please, subscribe.
Like, subscribe, comment. All that stuff helps the channel. All that good stuff.
Punt that subscribe button.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be at full strength. This is a tough season to get through if one of your DPs is out injured too long.
Yep.
So, we got to make it happen. Anyway, for Enemies of the Fire, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment. We already said that. Come back. We're just here having a good time. We're here to have fun. Have fun with us. Peace.
Yep. Have a good night.